Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of our weekly retail review in 35 plus where to shop. If you feel like you shop in the same 3 places every season and feel like maybe you're walking straight out of their lookbook or catalogue, or if you struggle to find the styles that you really love, the fit's not quite right and you're not sure about the colour, then you're totally in the right place. Every week we review our favourite brands based on style, personality, colour palette, body shape and also dress code. We're here to provide you with inspiration but really good tips on what to look for and what's going to be right for you. So let's dive in. This week we are reviewing one of my favourites, which is Sussan. Now, Sussan is an iconic Australian brand that has been around since 1939. That is 79 years. So they must be doing something right if they've got that sort of longevity about them. So what I love about Sussan is how they describe their philosophy on their website, which, and I want to use their words exactly, it's wearable, unpretentious fashion that feels great and looks amazing. And I would say that they've really hit the nail on the head with that one. Their clothes are those really great basics that are great quality that, see you from season to season. But what I also really like about Sussan is that they always have a surprise or two. And so going there, what you'll find, in particular this season when I was looking through their looks and also the items that they have on their website, is that their style personality, yes, predominantly is natural and classic. So you're looking at those classic cuts, classic shapes, classic colours in terms of more of your neutrals with little pops of colour and everything coming through. However, this season you'll also find that they're doing quite a few florals, so bringing a little bit more of that feminine into the mix as well there, which is really, really great. So say very natural, very classic, but also feminine. And I would say we're leading with the natural because you'll see with the shapes of their pieces, they've got that little bit of a flow or a relaxed cut to them. So they're not really, really structured. So that's why we're looking more sort of natural than classic first. When it comes to dress code, then you're really looking at casual to your smart casual with their looks. However, some of them, depending, and Christy and I say this all the time, there's always ways of really dressing pieces up and, making them work for different contexts as well. So there are particular pieces that you could really dress up with, accessories, hair and makeup, and also shoes as well. So let's have a look. In terms of colour palette, what I've noticed with this season is they are really covering off all their bases. You've got your very cool tones, you've got your warm, and there was a particular blouse, a spotty sort of rusty copper looking blouse, which is gorgeous. It's not one of my favourites, but you'll see it on the site there. So you do have some of those really warm yellow based tones there. And then also you've got your clearer, bright tones, and also some things that are a little bit more soft, dusty, and muted. And that's often where the pieces are a little bit more textured. So you'll see a linen pair of pants that I'm going to show you. Obviously, some of their knitwear as well. It's a little bit more on the softer scale there. When it comes to body shape, they really do cater for all body shapes. However, I would say they're predominantly looking at your rectangle and inverted triangle shape. There are definitely pieces for your triangle and hourglass shape, but because they seem to be straighter and more relaxed cuts, it does mean that your triangles and hourglasses will have to work a little bit harder to show off the waist or show that shape in terms of wanting to create that hourglass shape. If you're looking to create an inverted triangle shape, heaps of options on this site for you. If you're trying to mirror your shape and you're a rectangle, heaps and heaps of options for you as well. When it comes to sizing, we're looking at a size 6 to 18. I would say that Sussan is a little bit generous in terms of their sizing. So you may need to go down a size, just depending on the cut, because they tend to be soft and boxy cuts. So when I say soft and boxy, I mean that they're straight, but if you were to drop the piece on the floor, it would pull rather than crumple. So because it's a little bit more boxy and soft, you can sometimes go down a size with their pieces. For price points, dresses you're looking at $99.95, pants and skirts and shorts you're looking at about $69.95 up, tops you're looking at $34.95, and jackets and coats you're looking at $99.95. For their jewellery, which I'm a huge fan of, you're looking from $14.95. Their accessories are great. I'm actually wearing a vintage Sussan scarf today, and it's one of my faves, and because it just has the pop and they do great prints and everything else. So huge fan of accessories, but I'll show you a few of those in a moment. With delivery and returns, they've actually got click and collect available, which I think is brilliant. So it means that if you are a little bit wary of online shopping, then a great thing to do is click, have it already there, collect it in store and try it on. And if it's not right, then you don't have to take it with you. Delivery is free. It takes 3 to 5 days for metropolitan areas, and they do have a 14-day return policy, which means you can return in store or by post as well. So let's take a look at my favourites for this week, and usually I try and limit it to 5. Couldn't do that, so we've got a couple more. So first up, I wanted to show you these Fern Cross Dye flat front linen pant. Okay, can you tell I'm a little bit excited? So a lot of my clients, especially when I tell them that they can't wear black, we move on to navy. And what I find is in the Style Liberation alumni group, which is for our clients, then we have a lot of complaints about all they've got is navy. So the complaint goes from wearing black to wearing navy. A great alternative is some of these fern green, beautiful pants. And if you have a cooler colour palette, again, this is going to work well with so many of the colours in your palette, believe it or not. So it's worth giving a try. I love these because they've got a flat front, so super flattering for a triangle body shape, because you don't have all those pleats and things like that that can billow out. The linen, super comfortable. The only thing I want to check is just in terms of creasability. So if you are a classic, that is going to annoy you. If you're a natural, you're not going to care. So I love these. I love that it's got elasticated. I love that they're a little bit cropped, so they're more of that sort of 7/8 length, which coming into spring, summer is great. You can pair it with a tee. You can put it with a long sleeve tee as well. Tuck in a blouse, do the magic tuck or front tuck as they've done here. I have to say, I may not be able to do retailer reviews anymore because this is so dangerous. I want these pants. So a really great alternative to having a navy pant is these beautiful Dark Fern. You could possibly get away with this if you are a warm colour palette. Because it's away from your face, I could see this with some beautiful burnished sort of copper colours, with a beige top, for example, or a camel. It'd be stunning. So I think it's quite a good neutral. It's sort of in between. So I think I've talked about that one enough. Let's move on to the next one. We had some questions in 35 plus group during the week in relation to crop jeans. And again, white jeans for summer and spring, you know, it's moving into that new season, everything feels fresh. And so I love these ones. Again, they're just that little bit cropped, but not too cropped, so it finishes just underneath the calf, so your leg is still going to look quite straight and long and lean. So I like these as well because of the weight of them, and just very simple styling with this. And again, very neutral, great for both colour palettes. Look, I find white jeans quite tricky because I'm very messy when I eat. I have 2 young boys, so, you know, they like to throw food at me. But hey, if you can pull off some white jeans, I'm very impressed, and I wish I was you. So next up, what I wanted to show you, which would be fantastic with these with these white crop jeans, is this drape floral jacket. So if you think that it's sort of like that lounge wear, I guess, of the 20s and 30s, where you could see someone in their smoking jacket, I guess. So it's got that sort of feel to it. It's quite a good length. It's just below hip, which is flattering for most body shapes. A little bit tricky if you are short-legged. However, if you're balanced body or long-legged, it'll work really well for you. What I would love to see it styled with here is, instead of picking up the black, I'd really love to see that sort of olivey caramel colour coming through, because that would really make that colour pop in the jacket. So if you are looking at this, I'd probably actually go with a white to make it look a little bit fresher, and then tie in with white jeans, or I'd pick up that sort of olive khaki caramel colour, because when you pick up the small colour in a fabric or out of a print or pattern, what I find is it makes the whole outfit pop. So don't go for the obvious, pick out the colour that is a little bit, you know, they've just used sparingly, because again, it really makes that outfit pop. So I love this, especially as a trans-seasonal piece where you don't need a full jacket or coat or a knit. You just want something just over, just to take that chill factor off, especially for evenings or early mornings as well, particularly if you live here in Canberra. So, you know, this we won't be wearing for a little while yet. If you are north of Canberra, you can probably get into this very soon. Next up, if we're going to stick on the floral theme, and again, it's the same fabric, but I love this jumpsuit, and I'm a huge fan of jumpsuits. Now, I like to be upfront about this. There are toileting issues, okay? I own a number of jumpsuits, and there are toileting issues. So you want to make it worth your while, and you have to love it to be able to do that, because really you are stripping down when you go to the bathroom. However, I do think it's worth it. Now, we did have a question about whether or not jumpsuits can work for a triangle body shape. Now, I'm a triangle body shape, so proportionally my bust and shoulder line is smaller than my hip line. So I tend to go like this. And what we're trying to do for a triangle body shape, which you can see I'm doing today, I'm wearing horizontal stripes across the top. I've got a scarf on to give me more width and volume across the top half of my body, is we do want to create that width. So ones that are sleeveless can be a little bit tricky to do, but what I want to show you is just here. See how it's just that subtle detail of coming out a little bit further on the shoulder line. Even something as subtle as that can be the difference of balancing out the hip with the shoulder line. So look, you may be able to get away with this. If you want to be really, really sure, you're really looking for a jumpsuit where you've got a sleeve or it comes out further here to create that width to balance out with the hip. So totally can do a jumpsuit. It's just about how the sleeves work for you. But I love this. And the other reason I quite like it as well is because when you look at the pant on this, it's more of a drape. It's not fitted or tapered. So I find that they are much more flattering around the hip and thigh area as well. So huge fan of the jumpsuit with that. Okay, next up, I couldn't get away without showing some of their accessories. And you know I have to go for something that's a little bit bolder. So obviously they have lots and lots of beautiful, more natural and classic accessories, but they also have those pops of bold and a little bit more creative, feminine pieces as well. So I love this as a statement. I think it would look amazing over sort of your aqua colours, over a soft pink, great over grey as well, just to give it a little bit more statement. I'd also look at doing it over crew necks, or one where you've got a deep V or also a deep round neck there too. So they are just a few of my favourites here. And last but not least, because I'm a scarf person, I love wearing scarves. You can see my vintage again. And this is our Rose Geo Slice scarf. If you're looking for some beautiful scarf colours in summer weight fabrics, then I would check out their range. And what I like is they've got all different shapes and styles, and they cater for all colour palettes as well. So this is really great for someone who is warm and muted, warm, muted and soft, or even a cool, muted and light might be able to get away with this one as well. So you can imagine that, you could wear this soft coral top and then just pop this over the top just to give a little bit of contrast. Or likewise, if you're going for more of your forest green, you can imagine even with the dark fern pants that we had before, a white tee, and if you need a little bit more contrast near your face, putting this on would be brilliant. So just a couple of my favourites for this week. So thanks so much for joining me again this week for our weekly retailer review. I do really appreciate you tuning in and, listening to me rattle on about my favourite retailers and pieces that I love finding every week for you. If you want to find out more retailers that are going to be right for you based on your style, personality, colour palette, body shape and dress code, go across and visit 35plusweartoshop.com where you can download our free retail guide. We classify over 80 retailers based on those characteristics. So you'll probably find some new ones for you that you may have not tried in the past, or, find you tried and true and tested. If you're not watching this over in our Facebook group, 35 Plus Wear to Shop, join us there. We've got lots happening in there. We've got people sharing their wins, shopping wins, helping each other find pieces, and it's just such a lovely community. That's what we're doing, helping each other find those pieces to create a wardrobe that we love. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.